The journey of twin flames is one of the most intense and transformative spiritual experiences a person can have. It is a connection that shakes the very core of one's being, opening doors to the deepest layers of love, passion, and soul recognition. Yet, as powerful as this bond is, it is also one of the most challenging. Twin flames mirror each other's wounds, fears, and insecurities, making the journey incredibly difficult to navigate. For many, attachment to their twin flame becomes overwhelming, causing emotional distress, pain, and an inability to move forward in life. Letting go of twin flame attachment is not about severing the connection completely or denying its significance. It is about releasing unhealthy emotional patterns, surrendering to the divine plan, and trusting that the journey is unfolding exactly as it should. It means learning to find peace, wholeness, and self-love regardless of whether the twin flame is physically present or not. The process is not easy, but it is necessary for true spiritual growth and inner freedom. If you feel trapped in the cycle of attachment, longing, and emotional suffering, know that you are not alone. Many have walked this path before, and healing is possible. In today's video, we'll reveal steps that will help you release twin flame attachment once and for all, so you can reclaim your power and find peace within yourself. Number 1. Acknowledge that attachment is not the same as love. One of the biggest misunderstandings in the twin flame journey is the belief that attachment equals love. When a person becomes overly fixated on their twin flame, it often stems from deep-seated emotional wounds rather than unconditional love. True love is freeing, expansive, and uplifting, while attachment is rooted in fear, neediness, and dependency. Twin flames activate hidden wounds, particularly those related to abandonment, rejection, and self-worth. When the connection feels uncertain or when separation occurs, these wounds surface, creating an overwhelming desire to hold on tightly. The fear of losing the twin flame becomes so intense that it clouds judgment, making it difficult to see the situation clearly. Recognizing that attachment is not the same as love is the first step toward letting go. Love is never about possession or control. It is about acceptance, trust, and inner peace. By shifting the focus from grasping onto the connection to cultivating unconditional love within, healing naturally begins. This requires deep self-reflection and the willingness to face one's fears without running away from them. Number 2. Release the illusion of control. A major challenge in the twin flame journey is the illusion of control. Many believe that if they try hard enough, if they wait long enough, or if they do everything right, they can make the union happen on their terms. This mindset creates immense suffering because it resists the natural flow of the universe. The twin flame connection is not something that can be forced or manipulated. It unfolds according to divine timing, not human expectations. The more one tries to control the outcome, the more painful the journey becomes. Letting go means surrendering to the process, allowing things to happen as they are meant to, without forcing, chasing, or resisting. Surrendering is not about giving up. It is about trusting that whatever is meant to be will be. It is about understanding that the universe always knows what is best, and that clinging to a specific outcome only delays true healing. When the desire to control fades, a deep sense of peace emerges, and life begins to flow more harmoniously. Number 3, turn inward and focus on self-healing. The twin flame connection is ultimately about spiritual growth and self-discovery. The real purpose of this bond is not to complete each other, but to awaken and heal each person individually. Many get stuck in the illusion that their happiness depends on their twin flame's presence, but this only leads to suffering. True healing happens when energy is redirected inward. Instead of obsessing over the twin flame, the focus should be on inner transformation. This involves addressing emotional wounds, childhood traumas, and limiting beliefs that keep attachment alive. Practices such as meditation, journaling, energy healing, and inner child work can be powerful tools in this process. Healing is not about forgetting the twin flame or pretending the connection never existed. It is about embracing the lessons and using them as fuel for personal growth. When the inner world is nurtured and healed, external circumstances naturally shift, creating a reality that is more balanced, peaceful, and fulfilling. Number 4, detach from the twin flame label. The term twin flame holds deep emotional significance. It describes a spiritual connection that feels rare, intense, and life-altering. However, the very power of this label can also create attachment to a fixed idea of how love should unfold. Many people cling to the belief that their twin flame is their only true love, that they are destined to be together no matter what, or that no other connection will ever match its depth. These beliefs, while understandable, can lead to suffering. When someone becomes too attached to the label, they may unknowingly limit themselves, resisting the natural flow of their journey and preventing personal healing. Labels at their core are human constructs. They help describe experiences, but they do not define them. The bond between two souls exists beyond words or categories. Removing the label does not mean denying the connection. It means freeing oneself from the pressure, expectations, and rigid beliefs that come with it. The twin flame experience is ultimately about growth, expansion, and transformation, not about being trapped in an identity that causes pain. One way to detach from the label is to shift focus from the idea of the one to the experience itself. Instead of thinking, this is my twin flame, so we must be together, it helps to ask, what has this connection taught me about myself? The twin flame journey is not about an external relationship. It is about internal awakening. It is about self-discovery, healing past wounds, and stepping into personal power. Whether the twin flame is meant to be in this lifetime or not, the lessons they bring are what truly matter. Another helpful shift is to embrace the idea that love is infinite. The universe does not limit anyone to just one source of love. While the twin flame bond may feel unique, it is not the only deep and meaningful connection that can exist. There are countless ways love can manifest, through soulmates, kindred spirits, deep friendships, and even self-love. Holding on to the idea that only the twin flame can provide ultimate fulfillment creates unnecessary suffering. But when the heart is open to all possibilities, love flows freely and in unexpected ways. Releasing attachment to the twin flame identity also creates space for new experiences. When someone is too fixated on the twin flame label, they may unconsciously resist opportunities for healing, joy, and connection. But when they let go of expectations, life has a way of bringing exactly what is needed, whether that means reunion with the twin flame or an entirely different path filled with love and purpose. Detaching from the twin flame label does not mean letting go of love. It means letting go of limitations. It is about trusting that the universe always provides what is best, even if it looks different from what was imagined. True freedom comes when love is no longer confined to a label, but is instead allowed to flow in whatever way it is meant to. Number 5, set healthy, energetic boundaries. One of the reasons why twin flame attachment is so strong is because of the deep energetic connection between them. Twin flames are often linked in ways that go beyond the physical. They can feel each other's emotions, sense each other's thoughts, and experience shifts in energy, even when separated by distance or time. This bond can feel comforting at times, but it can also be draining, especially if there is emotional turmoil, unresolved tension, or an imbalance in the connection. When there are no clear energetic boundaries, it is easy to become consumed by thoughts of the twin flame. One might feel overwhelmed by emotions that do not entirely belong to them, constantly analyze the twin flame's actions, or get caught in cycles of longing and waiting. This can make it difficult to focus on personal healing and individual growth. Without boundaries, the connection takes over, leaving little room for inner peace and self-discovery. Setting energetic boundaries means taking control of where energy is directed and learning to separate personal emotions from the twin flame's emotions. One way to do this is through visualization. Imagining a protective shield of light around the body can help create a sense of energetic separation. This shield does not cut the connection, but rather filters out energy that is not beneficial. Regularly practicing energy clearing techniques such as meditation, grounding exercises, or using crystals like black tourmaline and selenite can also help cleanse any unwanted emotional residue. Another important step is to become aware of repetitive thoughts about the twin flame. When thoughts of them arise too frequently, it is helpful to redirect focus to something else, whether it is a personal goal, a creative hobby, or even a simple activity like taking a walk in nature. Writing down these thoughts in a journal and then shifting attention to something uplifting can create mental space and prevent obsessive thinking. It is also necessary to limit external triggers that reinforce attachment. This might mean avoiding constant checking of their social media, resisting the urge to seek validation from them, or even creating physical distance if interactions feel emotionally draining. Establishing boundaries in communication, especially if interactions with the twin flame tend to cause confusion or pain, is a crucial step toward emotional balance. Being spiritually connected does not mean being emotionally dependent. The twin flame journey is meant to inspire growth, not cause suffering. The bond will always exist in some form, but it does not have to take up every moment of life. By protecting personal energy, creating space for self-love, and learning to detach from overwhelming emotions, a sense of peace begins to develop. Boundaries do not weaken the connection. They strengthen personal power and emotional stability. Number 6, embrace the present moment. Much of twin flame attachment is tied to the past or the future. Many hold onto memories, replaying moments of deep connection, wishing things had happened differently. Others constantly anticipate what could come next, longing for reunion, seeking signs, and waiting for change. This pattern creates suffering because it keeps attention away from the only place where true healing happens, the present moment. When the mind is occupied with either what was or what could be, it becomes difficult to fully experience life as it is. The present moment holds so much beauty, yet it is often overlooked in favor of something that exists only in memory or imagination. The illusion that happiness depends on a future reunion with the twin flame makes it hard to appreciate the love, peace, and joy that already exist in the now. Living in the present does not mean forgetting the twin flame or pretending the connection does not exist. It means accepting that right now, this moment is enough. There is freedom in realizing that fulfillment is not something that is waiting to be found in the future. It is something that can be cultivated now, in small but meaningful ways. One way to bring awareness back to the present is through mindfulness. This can be as simple as paying attention to the senses, feeling the warmth of the sun, noticing the rhythm of breathing, or fully engaging in an activity without distractions. Every moment, no matter how ordinary, becomes richer when it is experienced with full awareness. Deep breathing exercises help quiet the mind, especially when thoughts about the twin flame start to take over. Gratitude is another powerful way to stay present. Focusing on what is already good in life shifts attention away from what is lacking. Writing down things to be grateful for each day, no matter how small, creates a sense of contentment. Even in difficult times, there are always moments of joy, kindness, and beauty that deserve to be acknowledged. Letting go of attachment does not mean giving up on love. It means making space for love in its purest form. When the focus is on the present, there is no longer a need to chase after something that is not yet here. The journey becomes less about waiting and more about truly living. The present moment is where healing happens, where peace is found, and where the deepest sense of fulfillment begins to take root. Number 7, trust that everything is happening as it should. Letting go of twin flame attachment requires faith. Faith in the journey, faith in divine timing, and faith in oneself. It is natural to question why things happen the way they do, especially when separation brings pain and uncertainty. But the twin flame journey is not meant to be understood from a place of control. It is a path of surrender, growth, and trust in something greater than human expectations. The universe operates with perfect wisdom. Every experience, every challenge, and every moment of separation has a purpose. If the twin flame connection is meant to be rekindled in this lifetime, it will happen in the right way and at the right time. If the journey is meant to lead in a different direction, it is because something even more aligned is waiting to unfold. Holding on too tightly to a specific outcome only creates resistance. The more one tries to force reunion or demand answers, the more suffering arises. True peace comes when there is trust. Trust that everything is happening exactly as it should, even if it does not make sense in the moment. Letting go does not mean losing hope. It means releasing the need to control and allowing life to unfold naturally. A key part of trusting the process is learning to listen to inner guidance. Intuition always knows what is best, even when the mind tries to argue against it. If something feels forced, painful, or out of alignment, it may be a sign that attachment needs to be released. If separation is occurring, it is because growth and healing are needed on both sides. Trusting this means believing that what is truly meant will never be lost. Self-discovery is an essential part of the twin flame journey. Instead of focusing on what is missing, attention can shift to what is being gained. Every lesson, every moment of healing, and every step towards self-love is part of something much greater. The journey is not about waiting for love to be given, it is about realizing that love is already within. Letting go is not about losing the twin flame, it is about gaining oneself. It is about stepping into personal power, embracing love in all its forms, and allowing life to unfold naturally. The twin flame journey is not about suffering, it is about awakening. When attachment is released, true love is no longer something that is chased, but something that is lived. By trusting the process, surrendering control, and fully embracing the present, deep inner peace is found. And in that peace, love is experienced in its most beautiful and authentic form.